Hello and welcome everybody to Detroit City USL W League season opener here at Keyworth Stadium. I'm Veronica Bolanos alongside Jarrett Mackey, bringing you the season opener against Flint City AFC. Beautiful day for the beautiful game, Jarrett.
It's always a beautiful day at Keyworth Stadium, specifically for USL W League season opener. Couldn't be happier to be here. Detroit City FC kind of looking to right the wrongs from last season and get off on a great foot today in the opener against Flint City AFC.
Flint City coming off of a 5-1 win against Ann Arbor. For Detroit City, looking to get things going offensively here. Jared, who do you think they're going to turn to tonight to get things going?
A lot of familiar faces in the attack from last year and years past. Obviously, Kenna White leading the line. It's going to be tough to stop her any day of the week, specifically on match day. And you know, with her in the midfield behind her, they're going to look to get the ball to her in the wide spaces and get her touches inside of the box to get things going in the attack. And, you know, it's a beautiful crowd on hand, beautiful day. Weather's not going to play a factor, no wind. So just honestly a great day for soccer. And going to be a lot. We see newly minted head coach Dave Dwahey there running to take his spot on the touch line. We see referees getting ready to walk out. Great crowd on hand today. Match ball being readied on the pedestal. First day of the season is always so exciting, Veronica, like the excitement of wanting to be out there and get the season ready on a good note. The players got to be feeling that as they walk down onto the pitch for the first time this year.
Certainly, and you're going to probably want to see things, especially from players, to get things going, and it'll be interesting to see how each team kind of starts out, what their plan will be heading into this game as we see players walk out right now. You can feel the excitement in this crowd.
Fans ready to display their tifo to show their support for the women's team in the first match here of 2023. You see, of course, the celebratory smoke to show their support for the squad.
And the chants are already booming here at Keyworth Stadium.
Honorary captain tonight, Senator Stephanie Chang from Michigan. That's cool to see. Referees, players from both teams. Mascot walked out with the city affiliate players. Just a great sight to see, you know, what Detroit City FC is building for the youth game in the state of Michigan as you see Detroit City FC starting lineup.
Yeah, you had goalkeeper Gabby Shriver starting off, and then you have Barron, captain of the team, rounded out by Gardner, Smith, and Karolak in defense. You have Paget, Moore, Duncan, Peters, and Bloomquist all in the midfield. And then you have, like you said, Kenna White up top.
Yeah, Kenna White, just such a prolific striker. And, you know, having Sydney Bloomquist back in the fold from 2020, you know, her experience can't be understated. You know, top-level football in France, Brazil, all that. It's just so impressive to see her in this team as we see Senator Chang down there with the referees. And, yeah, just a beautiful scene on display here at Keyworth, but so excited to see what this Detroit City FC team can do this season.
You can kind of see the mist of the smoke coming from the supporters already. This crowd is absolutely electric and will be ready to go. Just kickoff minutes away.
Players getting ready, going through their final paces. Flint, some familiar faces on their end of the field. Obviously, last year's Detroit City FC Black Arrow MVP, Shannon McCarthy, now over there playing for Flint. It's a big loss for Detroit City FC, but she'll see her former club 3 times this year, sort of an unbalanced schedule in the Great Lakes Conference. We'll see the captains, Barron and McCarthy, familiar with each other, giving the high fives down the line. Everyone seems to be in good spirits as we get ready to begin the season and get underway.
You see Shriver, such a nifty goalkeeper, brings a lot of experience to this DCFC team.
Yeah, and part of the experience, too, she's also the goalkeeper coach on Dave Dwahey's staff. So, you know, with how young this roster can be in some parts, to have her as, you know, the experienced player and also someone that they can look to both as a player and a coach is an invaluable asset for these women.
Both teams getting ready to start here. Team picture, Flint City AFC getting ready to talk over their game plan. Referees will take position.
I'm excited. I don't know, you, Veronica, I'm fired up to get this season underway, to see David Dwahey's team get after it. Of course, like I mentioned, not the best year out of Detroit City FC last season. You had some, player availability issues, coach availability issues, and, to be able to just a clean, fresh slate, record 0-0-0 to get the season underway, nothing better than that.
Exactly, and that's exactly what this crowd is excited to see as well. The spirits are high. You can see the energy being brought at this home stadium. Certainly it has to have an effect on the team as they'll be getting ready to take the pitch any second here now. Some pregame words here.
Lisa Barron, of course, also a member of David Dwayhe's coaching staff, the performance coach. Plenty of time at Oakland University and Michigan State. Another invaluable asset to the team. There's Sydney Bloomquist. Again, can't be understated. Her first year for Detroit City FC. Was involved in every single goal-scoring play. I mean, you don't need to say much more than that. She's going to be an incredible asset to this team, and I'm so excited to see her play. And honestly, this is her first game in front of fans for Detroit City FC. Obviously, 2020 during COVID, no fans, so that's exciting for her as well.
And you got to think that has a big impact on a lot of these players here for DCFC. They're going to want to get going here for the crowd. You can already feel just the electric movement as kickoff begins. We are underway here at Keyworth Stadium. Flint City AFC will start with the ball as they pass it around their defense. And a header one there, tracked down by Karolak. DCFC will retain possession and try to get things going here. Crowd actually absolutely electrifying here.
I want to thank, of course, everybody for tuning in the early phase of this game. If you're enjoying, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to not miss a moment of action in the USL W League for Detroit City FC this season.
And it's Bloomquist that gets things going here. Tries to find the through ball. Unsuccessful, broken up by Flint City. As we'll try to get something going here down on the left-hand side. The ball just not being able to reach Canada. They'll go out for a goal kick. So certainly seeing both teams trying to get at it and get at it early. Unsuccessful. Both teams trying to feel each other out to get this season going.
And Detroit City FC has the advantage of already knowing what kind of Flint's going to be about. They obviously played one game already, kind of picked apart AFC Ann Arbor by a scoreline of 5-1. So DCFC kind of has that advantage of knowing what to expect from Flint in some ways, whereas for Flint, they have no idea what to expect out of Detroit City FC, even less so with a new head coach, David Dwayhe.
Exactly. That's why I'll be curious to see how they come out in these opening minutes. You can see they're not pressing too much, but they definitely don't want Flint getting in the final third. They bring it down successfully, kind of broken up here. Bobbling back and forth. Teams kind of trading possession back and forth. Now comes out wide. It's Offer with the ball. Broken up there. Looks like it'll be a corner kick. First one of the night here at Keyworth Stadium. And the ball is in the box, and Shriver bats it away.
It's a powerful punch by Shriver. You like that goalkeeper having the confidence to do that, especially on corner kicks when it's do or die on those situations.
Detroit City not out of the water yet as they try to clear it. Flint City with ball. Gets good strike there and trickling. Shriver with the save. An impressive one at that. That's the kind of experience we talked about earlier, Jarrett, that she brings to the table. It's a save that she should have, but it was a bouncing one at that. And a lot of players in her way.
Yeah, you don't never know how the turf's going to handle that at Keyworth. Any sort of shot, quick or slow, how it's going to bounce off of that turf. So it's a good save by Shriver, but really impressive by the Flint City AFC forward to get that shot off, create space for herself, and make Shriver answer the question there.
The Gardner Offer matchup will certainly be really exciting here tonight. As you can see what Bloomquist was trying to do, she was trying to bring it down. Unsuccessful, goes out for a Flint City throw.
And you're going to have jitters, especially early on in the season, but early on in the game, especially for players who maybe their first time playing in front of this crowd or at this stadium. So that's what to expect early on, but I think that both teams will settle into it as the match continues on.
And a good battle here on the left-hand side, broken up by Karolak. Like you said, Jared, those pregame jitters. Both teams feeling each other out, trying to get possession going here. So we see a nice couple connecting passes here. You can see what they were trying to do. Kenna White making the run, not being able to find her feet. Both teams looking really good in the opening minutes. And a miscommunication there. DCFC will clear it.
Yeah, like less than a minute ago I mentioned, the pre-match jitters, early match jitters. I think that's a great example of that right there. Detroit City FC lucky that Flint wasn't able to capitalize on that mistake in the back.
And it was just a miscommunication. You could see what her defender was trying to do. Maybe pass it off to Shriver. Shriver instead came outside the box as we look for maybe a longer throw here. Flint getting inside the box. These long throws can be dangerous for a defense. Flint swings it in. Shriver with the easy grab.
It's very fashionable in the modern iteration of football to play out of the back. Defenders are often asked to be good on the ball, be confident passing going forward. So not shocked to see that here tonight, and I think both teams are going to try to utilize that early on in this season.
And Paget with a good breakaway. Has 1, 2, 3 players to her help. Unsuccessful with the through ball there. You can see Detroit City trying to fight their way back for possession. Flint City will look for the break. They don't have the numbers, but they maybe have the speed. As Blackburn was almost in.
Something that I think, maybe not some of the returning players for Detroit City FC, but some of the new players like Paget, they're going to have to learn how the Keyworth turf specifically, so the shot comes off there, handles these through balls. We saw Paget have the space and the time to get a ball off, but maybe not the right speed on it. That's something throughout the course of the year she'll become better at, more knowledgeable about how the turf reacts to through balls on the ground specifically.
Exactly, and TCFC looking to break up any sort of play that Flint City's trying to pull through. Shriver again with a grab. Looks to settle her team down. Let them clear out, let them build out. You can see her urging her team to move forward. It's a high punt there. Broken up by Browning. She will serve it up, and a good header there. Again, DCFC not out of the water yet. As they look to get something going here. Bloomquist receives it, and it was a nice first touch there, still with the possession. And a through ball there. Now White on the left-hand side in the corner takes her defender on one-on-one. Will look for the cross. She's got bodies in the box. It was broken up there. It's Flint City again looking for another counter. Oh, and you can just see what they were trying to do, broken up there.
That's positive from Detroit City FC. Obviously, with a striker as dangerous as Kenna White, you want to get the ball to her feet as often as possible, as quickly as possible. That was a great example of that right there. And unlucky for it not to work out, but early positive signs for Detroit City FC.
And you could see the fans trying to get their team going here.
It's going to stay with LaRouge for this throw-in, 7 minutes into this match. You kind of see Detroit City FC settling down a little bit, sort of growing into the game a bit more as Flint City FC came out a little bit hot. Gabby Shriver, I believe, had to make 3 relatively easy saves, but Detroit City FC starting to have some possession and slow things down a little bit.
An unlucky touch there. You can see what they were trying to do, kind of switch the field of play. It'll be Browning with a throw. Tracks it down. We'll try to turn. Gets a cross off. And Flint City still with the ball. Nobody in the box, really. And a good cut there as DCFC will look to counter. And a great run there.
Wow.
They will take it up the right-hand side. Kenna White with the overlapping run. And is broken up by Flint City.
They're allowing Duncan space on this near side. Not going to get away with that too often, but so far they've not had to pay for it just yet. But impressive to get the ball out of the back right there and get Duncan the ball with space to run forward.
Barron there with a good find for Bloomquist. Nice square ball there. Looking to dish it off, switches the field successfully. We'll take her defender on 1, 2, 3 defenders. Broken up there.
Duncan there kind of just lost sight of it once it left her foot. I think she thought it was going to sail back over her, but lost the sight of it once it was in the air. Really impressive on the ball play there from Karolak.
You see Karolak pressured by her forward. Able to get it off successfully here as we see another promising opportunity. Unable to get on the end of it.
You kind of just see everyone in this stadium kind of just perk up a little bit when Bloomquist is on the ball. It's so impressive when she has the space and time to turn and pick out a pass. So far, it's been absolutely incredible to watch.
And you can kind of see that in these opening minutes, too. Bloomquist has been the point of attack for a lot of these promising possessions as well.
Got a free kick here in a dangerous position. Not so much, to attack it directly, but to put a good ball into the area and see what kind of happens once it's in the 18-yard box.
We'll see what they'll try to do here as Flint City is holding the 18-yard box. A good swinging ball in, cleared. Flint City not out of the water yet. DCFC will look to get something going. They wanted the call, didn't get it.
Another foul here against Flint City AFC. Maybe 10 yards closer than the last one for this free kick. Maybe run back what you just did again. And this is, you talk about training ground techniques. This is a perfect example of that. They probably test from this position often in training. So we'll see what Bloomquist decides to do with this one.
She has the ability to put it wherever she wants. So see if DCFC can capitalize here. It's a nice in-swinging ball. Rises up. Still not out of the water. Couple headers there.
Barron does well to keep that one in.
And cleared out. Karolak with the reset. Dishes it to Smith. Now back out to Duncan. Opts to switch it. Unsuccessful there. Oh. And White maybe thought she got away with that one. You could see what she was trying to do. Called for the handball.
That was a really impressive passage of play right there from Detroit City FC, exploiting the triangles, exploiting the quick tempo there to try to get space, and unlucky handball call right there from Kenna White.
Flint City will look to reset here. Duncan breaking up the play again. She's been really successful on that right-hand side. We've got a couple trailing runs here. The Duncan-White matchup has been really successful for DCFC so far.
Kenna White just didn't really move too quickly on that one. Thought she had more time than she actually did, but a great interception right there to win back possession for Detroit City FC.
Bloomquist really good at turning, spinning. You can see she's been doing it so far all game, these first 12 minutes. Duncan will have the overlapping run, opts to go inside.
In the first 13 minutes of this match, I've been so impressed with the structured possession that Detroit City FC have shown off. A lot of, cute, maybe 1-2 passes, a lot of triangles in the midfield. It's been really impressive to watch. For a team that's come together late, obviously these summer soccer leagues, not a lot of training in the early stages of the season. So really impressive stuff from Dwayhe's side so far.
Certainly, you can kind of see they've got really good ideas. It's about execution here today.
And, after that first 5-minute period that we saw, I think Detroit City FC's been the better side since that 5-minute mark.
They've been winning their 50-50s so far. They've been the more aggressive side out of the two. Has a good turn there from Paget. Doesn't like her options up top. Opts to play it back in a good switch. Brings it down nicely. DCFC will look to get something going here. It will stay for their throw. Flint City will play it all the way back there. You see Bloomquist just trying to get her team going. They've been really good at shifting and breaking up any kind of possession that Flint City's been wanting to get going so far. Almost a steal there from Duncan. Gardner keeps it in play. Wanted the call, didn't get it. Flint City remain in possession. And it Shepard's out for the goal kick. Quick restart there.
Detroit City FC very comfortable in possession early on. I think the pregame jitters, the early match jitters kind of played a factor, but I think they've settled down, they've grown into the game, and they're taking the game to Flint. They're not playing on the counterattack, they're not doing a low block. They want the ball in space, and I think they're doing a good job with it so far.
And their midfielders are connecting really well with their defenders. They're not afraid to play the ball back if they don't like their options up top, as Bloomquist again will look to get something going. The square ball unsuccessful. And Blackburn plays it up top for Flint. Broken up there by Paget, who's been the disruptor so far this game, along with Bloomquist. Look for those two in the midfield to dictate play, as Kenna White kind of took a shot to the face. Browning. Through ball broken up there by Karolak.
Karolak's been so impressive so far for Detroit City FC. We see a good ball played forward to Duncan, just unable to control it because of the two Flint City AFC defenders knocking on the doorstep.
Duncan so far had a lot of success on the right-hand side so far. When she connects with White, they've been really successful. Moving up the pitch. As White will connect with Duncan. Oh my. Just missed it. You could see what White was trying to do.
We've kind of seen a shift in formation. It looks like Kenna White's sort of come to the near side touchline, and Duncan's sort of replaced her up top. That's an interesting one to watch, as perhaps develop over the next couple of minutes.
And Karolak puts her forward on skates. Great job by the defender there to keep things going, keep possession for DCFC, as Bloomquist will turn, something she's been able to do really successful all night. Now Paget to White. White taking out two defenders, splits them. And the ball back was unsuccessful.
The ball was unsuccessful, but the message was very clear from Kenna White to Sydney Bloomquist. The second Bloomquist was on the ball, White knew what she wanted, made the run, but the ball was just unable to connect. Right idea, perhaps wrong execution. See the faithful drummers going to tap. Beautiful weather for it. Not too hot, not too cold. No one's complaining about the weather here tonight.
And Karolak again breaking up possession.
You know, in Karolak at Illinois last year, kind of made herself known to be the defender to link play with the midfielders. Very competent on the ball, very happy to be that connecting between the back line and the midfield. So a great passer, and we're seeing that on full display here tonight. Detroit City FC yet again looking to break forward through the feet of Sydney Bloomquist.
Bloomquist still with the ball. Opts to play it back. Like you said earlier, Jared, DCFC really good at retaining possession. Not afraid to play those dangerous balls, and Flint City looked for the offside call. It looks like they'll get it. That was kind of the first over-the-top ball that they were going to play.
There was a defender on this near side who looked like she might have been keeping on the Detroit City FC forward. I'd like to see that one again, but nonetheless, yeah, that ball behind, you're always asking that question of is it on, is it off? Time your runs, defenders got to hold their line. So interesting call early on, but Detroit City FC seeing that they can break that back line if they time their runs right.
Duncan trying to find White. Now Paget. Broken up there. Great sequence of play from Peters as she plays the disruptor. Paget so far getting a lot of touches on the ball in the early minutes. Her and Bloomquist really looking to get things going.
And will trickle out of play. It'll be a Flint City AFC throw-in. Browning's going to be the one onto it. A lethal throw-in deputy. Browning is. For those watching at home, Shannon McCarthy, last year's Black Arrow MVP award winner, now playing for Flint City AFC. Shannon Browning. That one's going to come in. Shriver's going to make the grab.
Shriver opts to play it short. There's some pressure here from Flint, something we haven't seen too much of this night. Maybe switching up tactics as we enter halfway through the first half.
Looks like Kenna White's gone back to her position up top. Some misplaced ball there.
I think it was just a miscommunication on the run. Kenna White coming in, maybe opted for a looped run as DCFC will get a free kick here.
And that was really good, you know, a passionate press right there from Avery Peters. And Avery Peters, I was talking to Coach Dwayhe the other night. Peters reached out to the Detroit City FC info email, reached out and said, I'd love to play for you guys. That's how the conversation got started. So you want players that want to be here. And a perfect example of that is that play we just saw right there. Great pressure to win the ball back for her side.
You could see her tenacity, her fight all night so far. Peters has exemplified just that. It's broken up there. Garner unable to get possession of it.
Some space now for Flint City AFC going forward in the midfield, but broken up well by the Detroit City FC back line.
The back line has been really consistent all night, breaking up whatever Flint's trying to get going, whether it be Karolak, Gardner, Smith. Gardner with a throw. Pageant opts to play it wide. Now Barron keeps going, and a great ball in. Gardner still with the ball. And it looks like it'll be a penalty.
I'm curious about this one. I saw the referee, she's standing on the edge of the 18. I think they're going to give that as a free kick.
Free kick.
At the last possible blade of turf outside of the box. And I'll have to see that one back. That looked like it was inside of the area, but nonetheless a dangerous free kick position here for Detroit City FC. That's a close call by the official. From
our vantage point, it did look like it. So we maybe take another look here.
I'll let the folks in the YouTube chat decide on that one. I'm not going to comment on that one, but nonetheless, here we go.
And a kick here, high and away.
Yeah, that's. Let the YouTube chat decide on that one. But nonetheless, a dangerous position for Detroit City FC there. You got a player as talented as Sydney Bloomquist, really not afraid to let her step up and take that shot, but we see this one sail over the crossbar this time. But positive from Detroit City FC to get in that position and make the referee make a decision there.
And that's just the type of play you want to get your team going. It was one of the most dangerous looks they've had on goal all night. They've looked like the better team here so far. As another foul here in the center circle. Bloomquist will get a talking to. I don't think she thought it was a foul. She has a couple words and laughs with the ref. Bloomquist able to use her body so well in turning and creating good opportunities for her team.
And her experience, you know, throughout the years is going to be a massive factor in that. Like the difference that you hear pros talk about all the time is, you know, knowing when to turn, knowing when to use your body, when to hold up play, and that's a great example of that right there.
Over the top ball broken up by Bauman. And White battling it out. sticks with the play. DCFC pressing a little more. They want the ball, and you can see it in their urgency for possession. But they're smart and they're calculated when they press and when they step up. It's a good ball, a good opportunity here for Flint. Broken up by DCFC's back line, and you can see 4 or 5 bodies in front of the ball. And White will get called for that one.
For those watching the stream and curious what's going on down in Tampa Bay, Florida, Detroit City FC currently losing 2-1 to the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Just pulled one back through Abdoulaye Diop, his second goal this week. So an impressive goal-scoring run of form for him. But 2-1 in the 23rd minute, plenty of time to come back and get a point or 3 out of tonight's events down in Tampa Bay, Florida. So 2 games going on at once. We appreciate you guys joining us here on the YouTube stream as Flint plays a free kick in.
And a lot of bodies colliding in the 18-yard box, cleared out by DCFC, not out of the water yet. As Flint looks to attack, they haven't had many opportunities so far. You can see the pressure from White, absolutely incredible there. As it hits the ref, play continues. Now Duncan. Duncan still with the ball, takes her defenders on. Opts to play it back, didn't like what she saw. Now Moore, broken up. And you can see what Moore was trying to do, finding White. Now Duncan, back to Gardner. Karolak will take it up. She opts for the through ball, and the first touch by White. That'll be pulled back for a foul.
Yeah, when White was making that diagonal run, she kind of got clipped there at the ankles, and a good call there by the official, but a great run by Connor White to try to break that back line and make the difference here.
So we take another look.
That was a good. I mean, that's as good of a look as we'll have all night on that one.
And Bloomquist, who has been at the helm of this midfield so far, creating opportunity for her team, will take this kick. Bloomquist with the kick. A good header there and a promising one. White unsuccessful in getting on the end of it. She's going to want that one back. You got to feel like that was a great opportunity there. Still DCFC with possession. Gardner plays it in. Still there now, White with a great opportunity. White saved by Peyton Northrup.
That's a great save by the Flint City AFC goalkeeper. Not too many times you'll see Kenna White denied from that position, but yet again, great play by Detroit City FC to set up that chance.
And White was in, and just the last diving stop from Northrup. That was arguably White's best look on goal all night, Jarrett.
And there was a great touch by White to get her one-on-one through there with the goalkeeper. 9 times out of 10, she puts that one in the back of the net. So a great save by Northup, and Detroit City FC now on the corner.
And swinging ball here, header just wide of the goal. And the fans are coming alive. They've been alive here all night.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Detroit City FC after those first 5 minutes that Flint kind of controlled a little bit. But since then, it's been all Detroit City FC. Arguably should have had a penalty, but since then, doing really well on the attack to create chances and get the ball to Kenna White, which, as we've seen, causes problems for back lines.
And it's tackles like that from Smith are the reason why Flint haven't even had that many looks on goal so far. This back line has been really solid for Detroit City so far tonight. There's another promising opportunity here, broken up by Karolak, cleared out for a Flint throw. And Paget with a clear. Flint looking to get something going here. Opts to play it in. Paget again with a good clear. Bloomquist. Back to Bloomquist again.
It's a great one, too, to create space right there. And Bloomquist, just look at that ability on the ball. That's unreal from Sydney Bloomquist.
You can see Duncan finding Paget. That will trickle out for a goal kick. And they're creating opportunity after opportunity, whether it be on the left or right side of the pitch. They're through balls.
Yeah, really exploiting the flanks so far, and you kind of see that a lot in the modern game, and it's successful for most teams, so it's a great blueprint to follow. You got to have really talented wide players and players in the midfield who can recognize when it's time to go wide, and so far Detroit City FC has done a good job of that.
And a rare misjudge there by Karolak that led to the opportunity for Flint right now. Shot broken up there by Moore. Good block at that. And Moore just getting her body in front of it, not allowing Flint to have any look on goal. As Canada will have the ball. Opts to play it in the corner. Barron on her. And a good look in there. Left-footed shot. Shriver with the save.
And that was a tricky one, too, because once a shot comes in and it goes off a defender, it could go anywhere. So a great job by Shriver to keep her eye on the ball, get hands onto it, and kind of extinguish the flame of that dangerous chance for Flint City AFC.
Opts for the long kick, hoping to find the feet of Kenna White. Bloomquist again finding the ball. Playing it out wide to Peters. Peters keeps it in, but not for long. Flint throw in. And Gardner breaks up the play there. Overlapping run, didn't find her. Still with the ball, Bloomquist. Escapes 1-2 defenders. Paget playing a little back. A tackle there, no call. As Flint will look to counter. Good header there by Karolak, getting her body in front of it. That's what she's been able to do so far this first half. Whether it's a header, whether it's sticking her leg out, she's been able to break up the way of play so far. A shot there, blocked by DCFC, and they will look to counter. Peters thought she had the square ball with Bloomquist. Instead, Flint breaks it up. Now they have an attacking promise here.
Wynn kind of attacks the press box there for a brief second. See the flags going on in the background. Wynn, start of the game, not too much of a factor, and when teams play long balls, Wynn definitely comes into it a little bit. It's just something to watch on as the match ticks on.
And you got to feel like DCFC is aware of this. They've been playing a lot more through balls than Flint has so far. And the pressure just keeps coming from Detroit City.
Flint's had a little bit more flashes here the last couple of minutes as the game's kind of gone on a little bit. But again, right there, just not able to control the ball and make Detroit City FC pay for it.
And Bloomquist, you could see what she was trying to do. She really wanted to play quickly off of White. I thought maybe White could take her defender on one-on-one. The ball just played a little too hard. But it's Bloomquist again, putting the pressure on the midfield. But a through ball there is successful, finding the feet of Flint. It's Canada who serves it in. And a great header there by Barron. Goes out for a corner. And for as successful as Detroit has been so far on the offensive attack, their defense has just been has been just as consistent so far.
Yeah, Karolak for me has been the most impressive player out there on the field. It's tight between her and Bloomquist, but every single time they've pressed at Karolak, she's been up to answer the call.
And a serving ball there as Bloomquist tracks it down from the middle of the field.
Just goes out of play, but I mean, that's what you want to see, the energy and the engine to get across the field, try to keep that one in play, and just misses out there, but Dwyer, he's going to love to see that one.
Her work ethic as a player is something you look towards if you are one of the younger players on the team. You can see her tracking the balls just from the middle of the field all the way to the end. It's exactly what you want to see from your midfielders, from any player really on your roster. As White maybe was going to take the throw in. It's Flint now with the throw.
Great header there by Gardner. Clear the lines a little bit. Not totally out of the woods yet, though, but Detroit City FC looking to get some possession and play it forward. That one's going to be called against Flint City AFC.
And a really nifty play there from Gardner. You can see 1-2. It almost felt like she was juggling her way past her forwards, past her defenders, trying to get the ball up as DCFC will look to play quick on the other side. Now Barron surveying her options, finding White. And White will get to the end of it. The touch just a little too hard. It will go out for a Flint throw.
Flint's kind of pumped the brakes on Detroit City FC a little bit. They've had maybe 10, 15-minute spell right there in the middle of this half to really attack the Flint City AFC back line, but they've kind of figured out where they're strong, you know, where they were trying to be attacked from, and they've done a good job containing Detroit City FC over the last couple of minutes.
Great play broken up there by Pageant. Pageant taking on her defenders. Now it's Bloomquist. Not sure if she was looking for a through ball or shot. Either way, it finds the Flint goalkeeper's hands.
Yeah, that ball was never really controlled in that last possession by either team. Flint City AFC comes off better with it.
These last couple of minutes, it's kind of been trading possession back and forth. For DCFC, you really got to settle things down, go back to where you were 10, 15 minutes ago when you were finding really good looks there. And that was just a simple miscommunication there.
And we've kind of seen the controlled, contained passing from Detroit City FC kind of fade a little bit in the last 10 minutes or so. You know, those clever 1-2s that have been working so well early on in the first half have gone away a little bit. Something Dwayne he's going to definitely touch on at halftime.
Nice throw in there. The ball just played a little too hard. You could see White talking to her coach. And it's Flint taking on 1, 2, 3 defenders. Great save from Shriver. And she is fired up.
Yeah, she is. The crowd's fired up. That's an incredible reaction save out of Gabby Shriver right there. It needed to be to keep this match level at 0-0.
Yeah, almost felt like Flint was through on that one, and a diving last-minute stop there by Shriver. Absolutely incredible from the goalkeeper. Still, DCFC will look to clear this one as the in-swinging ball into the penalty area. Wanted to call. Shriver wanted the call. Still two players down, in the box.
We're going to get another look here at the save. It was a really good play around the area to get the ball into the box. A clever nutmeg there. And wow, what a great save to her left. Keep that one out of play. Or in the corner to see play stopped here for a head injury.
And a great reaction save from Shriver.
And that is equal to the save that was made on Kenna White's shot on the other end of the pitch. So both goalkeepers now have had huge moments to keep their sides in it. And just moments of brilliance for the two of them.
And it is Moore who is hunched over, as both teams will take a second to talk talk it over.
So, Veronica, 39 minutes gone in the first half. What have you seen from both sides, and who so far do you think has had the better match in this one?
I think DCFC have been looking really good so far in this game. You can see what they're trying to do as far as opportunities. I haven't seen the same from Flint. They've had a couple good opportunities. They need to be more successful on corners if they're going to get a good look on goal. But Shriver, like you said, both goalkeepers having big moments and stepping up in those big moments. DCFC have been looking really good. Like you said, on either sides of the pitch, finding really good through balls. The problem is they need to have the numbers to back it up. They're finding the good first or second touch, but they haven't found that second player to bounce off of and put one in the back of the net.
I think Detroit City FC has been more brave in this first half so far, not really afraid to try these clever 1-2 intricate passes of play. Flint's been really technical at times, but I don't think they've gone on the limb to try things that maybe could unlock the Detroit City FC back line. I think that'll be a talking point at halftime. But for Detroit City FC, I think if they continue what they're doing, not be afraid, and keep showing the passion to win the 50-50s as the crowd cheers, as I believe the player's back to her feet and all is good. Continue to be brave, continue to fight, and be the first one of those 50-50s, I think, is the key to success for Detroit City FC.
We talk about the physical game as Detroit City will look to make a sub there. You hope Moore will be okay. Look to be a head-on-head collision in the box. Those are always so dangerous. As a referee, it was good on her part to stop the game of play, make sure both players are okay as Moore will get checked out.
And we see the sub coming in. It will be Moore coming out, I believe. Ellie Poole is going to be coming on to replace her, number 32. The official's sign is not on, but we see Moore down there on the field. Of course, number 32 and early. There it is, the confirmation of the substitution there. It's Bloomquist now. Another attacker on the field for Detroit City FC. Ellie Poole was a force going forward for Le Rouge last summer. Scored 3 goals. And you know what Ellie Poole brings you, she's a fierce forward, really. You know, she's a presser, front foot player, and she's going to get in the face of these Flint City AFC defenders, forwards, anyone out there, and look to create problems for them.
You can see Bloomquist just trying to test her luck from outside the 18 box. Wanted the call there, it's not going to get it. This game has really turned rather physical these past couple of minutes as both teams trying to find something in the opening minutes. A dangerous header there.
Yeah, the intensity's definitely picked up a notch here in the last couple minutes or so, as right before halftime you want to press on it, maybe get a goal before both sides head into the locker room, but nonetheless a treat for neutrals, everyone in the stadium, to see the intensity pick up and see a game sort of get up to speed a little bit.
And Gardner unable to get on the end of that. DCFC will look to defend this throw. As the first half is winding down, both teams will certainly be looking for that first goal, that looming first goal. It's a good challenge there from White.
Kenna White, of course, 4 years at Bowling Green, now is transferring to Mississippi State this upcoming fall. So interested to see that new challenge, how she takes to that, and how her season goes down there.
Barron sliding tackle there. Still able to get past her. Flint still with the ball. Cleared out there. Still a Flint throw. The intensity picking up on both sides. Good clear there from Bloomquist. And the ball trickles past everyone who touched it last. It was a DCFC defender that will go out for a corner kick.
Flint have had a ton of corners in this first half. Not really able to make anything too dangerous happen on any of them yet, excuse me. One from this near side yet again.
Good and swinging ball there. Nice strong header. Bloomquist was held up by her defender. Still Flint with the ball. Serves it in. And Poole. The ball trickles past everyone. And DCFC really lucky that Flint wasn't able to get on the end of that. Shriver with the goal kick. Switching the field of play. And Gardner not able to bring it down, just a little high for her. You could see what they were trying to do. They were trying to play it fast. DCFC really good at the defending this throw so far.
That was impressive there from Gardner. Possession's going to stay to Flint, though, in the deep of Detroit City FC's half.
You can see Flint with the throw. And a good clear there. White brings it down with her chest.
Fourth official has indicated for 3 minutes of stoppage time. So 3 minutes before these sides go into the locker room, hash out their, what they want to change for the second half. I think if you're Detroit City FC, you're the happier side going into the break. But, Flint, they can make lethal adjustments and get things going. So I don't know who wants the half more, who wants it less, but Detroit City FC is going to be the happier of the two sides going into the break.
They've certainly been retaining a little bit more possession, as another good bring down by Bloomquist. Didn't have a second player with her.
Not the best control there out of Phil Potts, who's going to see it go out for a Detroit City FC throw-in. Of course, it's going to stay again with Detroit City FC, maybe 5 to 10 yards back. We almost had a multi-ball situation right there.
Gardner with the throw. Nice strong header there from Peters. That'll get called back for a Flint kick.
Appreciate you guys joining us here on the YouTube stream. If you've enjoyed so far, feel free to subscribe. If you don't want to miss a moment of USL W League action from Keyworth Stadium, make sure you subscribe. All the live streams are going to be here. Detroit City FC player interviews, content, match highlights. Find it all here at the Detroit City FC YouTube channel. As we near the end of the first half here from Keyworth Stadium. Kind of see the sun's gone down a little bit. The shadows have made their way all the way to the back of the supporter section. So maybe some nighttime soccer here in the end of the second half once we get to that point in the match.
Poole connecting with Barron to get possession back. You could see her all the way out wide already. Now Bloomquist. Supporters really becoming alive here.
Bloomquist was not happy with her teammates right there, but a costly turnover.
Shoots it just wide. Flint maybe with their best look of the night. DCFC really lucky on that one. It could have been dangerous, and it was dangerous. It could have been punished on that play. Let's take another look here.
Bella Gaetano just kind of flubbed her lines right here with the left-footed effort. Really had all the goal to aim for and puts it wide. Detroit City FC with a huge let-off right there to keep this match at 0-0. She's going to want that one back for sure.
And DCFC was trying to clear it, quite frankly. They've been really successful on the clears so far. Haven't had their pocket picked really all night.
And that's the downside of playing out of the back, right? Like you open yourself up to that, and you see that all the time. But right there, Detroit City FC dodges a bullet, and this match stays knotted up at 0-0.
They've been playing with a lot of confidence so far. These past couple minutes, Flint has really been on the DCFC side more often than they would like. His referee will pull that one for halftime.
That brings us to the end of the first half at Keyworth Stadium. Detroit City FC 0, Flint City AFC 0. Veronica, what'd you like out of the first half? What stood out, and what do you see going into the break?
Thought DCFC really needed to open and close better than they did. They had a really successful spell after the first 5 minutes, but towards the end of this first half, it was all Flint. So you really got to see things coming for DCFC on the offensive side. You would have liked to see more through balls be successful for Flint. They looked really good in the opening and closing minutes. Jared?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was a great analysis of the first half. I think both sides came out, were brave, played some great soccer here and there. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right here after 15 minutes. Go get a glass of water, hang out, and join us for the second half of USL W League Soccer from Keyworth Stadium right here on the Detroit City FC YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Keyworth Stadium. I'm Veronica Blanos alongside Jarrett Mackey. Mill here so far, the season opener for Detroit City FC. Couple good looks from both teams, but it's been all goalkeepers so far. They've had really good saves. Jarrett, what have you been liking from Detroit City?
It's been really impressive from Detroit City FC, the 1-2 passing plays that we've seen, using the wide positions, using the midfield, using the back line. An overall, all-rounded performance from Detroit City FC, I would say. I can't point to a player and said they've not been great. I can't point to a squadron in the team and said they've not been great. Back line's been good. Midfield's been good. Forward's been good when they've had the ball. Really impressive. For Flint, they've grown into the game as time's gone on. A couple great saves from Northup. McCarthy's been good on the, Browning's been good on the ball as well. So Flint's kind of grew into it a little bit once Detroit City FC had their chances and really couldn't convert on them. But a huge 45 minutes of action ahead at Keyworth Stadium, and I think we'll see another 45 minutes of intense, fast-paced football from both sides here.
Detroit City will start with the ball for the second half as they will look to get something going. White playing up top.
The only sub looks like for Detroit City FC so far, the one we saw before the half, it was Poole came on for Moore, who was in the treatment tent last I saw. Might have a couple subs from Flint, not too sure. Nothing on the referee's board just yet. Awaiting kickoff here. It looks like the referee's going to dial something in on the digital board. Kenna White looks like she's getting ready to kick the second half of action off here. And we are underway for the second half of action here. Thanks for joining us on YouTube live from Keyworth Stadium for the USL W League season opener for Detroit City FC.
And Detroit City automatically playing it back. A wide ball to Barron. Brings it down nicely.
Of course, a huge chance that probably is going to be forgotten about because she was unable to get on target. It was Bella Gaetano's chance toward the end of that first half. She picked the pocket of the Detroit City FC back line, had a, not a free look at goal because Gabby Shriver's a great goalkeeper, but you got to get that one on target, and Gaetano flubbed her lines, cleared it over, and Detroit City FC kind of got away with one there.
I'm curious to see how Poole and White will match up, will connect so far in this second half. It'll be something to look for to see how they advance up the pitch. Both of them are really good at pressing when they need to. See here, DCFC already getting possession back. Part of their pressing plan, a square ball to Bloomquist. Bloomquist dishes it off to Poole and chases it down from going out.
Good job by Poole there to maintain possession for her side. Just unable to get the speed on the ball that she would have wanted it was Barron right there. And really impressive physical play right there to keep possession, but the ball was just unable to make it stick, and Bloomquist now has space and time on the ball.
And that's a player you don't want to have a lot of space to. She can really dictate the way of play. There's a look to get something going here, broken up by Flint defense. But it will stay for a Detroit City throw.
Piotrowski's kind of been the unsung hero in this Flint back line so far in this match. The pressing conversion really impressive, the intensity to keep Detroit City FC attackers at bay.
A good turn there. Poole with the diving stop there from the Flint City goalkeeper. And from our standpoint, it looked like Poole was in.
That was a great save by Northup, her second such save in this match. Poole's going to want that one back. A little bit more on that one, and that's a goal for Detroit City FC. We'll get another look at it here.
And it was a great throw in there, a great turn. We talked about the White Poole connection, and it was a reaction save there from the Flint goalkeeper.
Threw a palm at it, but sometimes the palm's not, it has to be a strong palm to get that one and keep it out of the net, especially when you have to get over to it so quickly. A great save by Northup here early on in the second half.
And a counter now from Flint. And a good ball in. Header way wide of the goal.
Just unable to connect on that header. Looks like that was Offer on that one. Did well to get in the space, did well to get a head onto it, but just unable to really channel that one down and get it on frame.
But just the way you want to start off the half, we talked about it right from the get-go. How are White and Poole going to connect? We saw it there. Can we see it again from those two up top?
And a save like that out of Northup's really going to inspire the back line. It sort of makes them realize, like, we gotta get after it to keep Detroit City FC at bay at this one. And just an incredible save. So far, it's been, the story of the goalkeepers in this 48 minutes of play thus far.
Goalkeeper showcase indeed, as Flint will look to attack here. The trailing run. Flint keeps possession alive, broken up there nicely by DCFC.
It's going to stay with Flint deep in the Detroit City FC half.
And Detroit City have to be really careful that even if they get a good opportunity up front, that they're trailing back and they're following their defenders, following their forwards, back. As a good look there, across the goal.
We've seen Blackburn early on in the second half for Flint drop back a little bit, maybe more of a link play between the deeper midfielders and the forwards, something to watch as the second half develops. Detroit City FC kind of sigh of relief right there that no one was looking at the back post to cause problems for their back line. A really clever turn from the Flint back line there. I believe that was Browning.
Poole bringing a lot of energy to this squad in terms of pressing and 1-2 connection with White. She's got to be really careful to not get offsides there in the earlier stages of play. So Detroit will look to press here a little bit. Great header there from the Detroit defense.
Blackburn there unable to get past Peters.
A great battle there between Blackburn and Peters. Physical matchup. Now Bloomquist dishes it off to White. Oh, you could see what White was trying to do there. Just not able to get her foot around that pass.
Flag's going to be up on this near side for the offsides call. The Detroit City FC backline did well there, created a good line and made it tricky to get beyond them, and that's what you like to see out of a backline, especially a backline that's never played together before, as they did well to keep Gaetano there at bay, unable to get in behind the defense. The sun's gone down, the lights are on, and the temperature's definitely cooled a little bit here as we are in the early phases of the second half. The wind's picked up a little bit, so forget everything I said earlier about the wind not being a factor, because that's definitely not the case now.
You can see Barron asking for the ball. Good switch there for Detroit City FC. White with the run. Over the top ball. Good from Barron. Ball stays alive. And it's a great shot there. Blocked by Flint. And you got to believe Duncan had the laces on it. She was ready to put it in the back of the net. And again, Flint putting a body in front of it. Something both teams have been able to do really successfully so far.
Yeah, both teams have had a swath of great blocks as well as a handful of great saves out of Northup and out of Shriver. So, really the defense has been the difference in this game so far, and that just also says on the other side of it that the attack's been doing good things to get in those positions and create those opportunities that have to then be defended.
A defensive matchup indeed. Bloomquist putting a little bit of pressure on the Flint midfield. Staying with the pressure, urging her team to do so, and almost a steal there. Instead broken up. And that's what that pressure leads to. It leads to the break of possession. Now Poole with a 1-2. Still both teams feeling each other out, trying to get possession in the midfield. As fans are coming alive here.
You got the band that played at halftime walking across the front end of the grandstand right here. Kind of made me jump up a little bit. Didn't know what that was going on, but got some brass, some cymbals, and some snares walking across the concourse here. Kind of unintentionally, but following the ball down there as Flint have a deep throw in Detroit City FC's half.
And it still stays in. Flint looking for the cross. And Shriver goes up and grabs it. Quick turnaround there. Detroit City will look to counter. Now Bloomquist, can she find her forwards? Poole, got to be careful not to get offside. She wasn't in offsides position a little while ago. It looks like she'll stay on for this one. Poole.
Unable to really bring that one down, but it'll stay with Detroit City FC on this end of the pitch. Bloomquist again.
Good look there.
Wow.
Another great save from the Flint goalkeeper.
Yeah, that one, might be one of the easiest ones she's seen all night. It was definitely a powerful shot from distance, but didn't really move too much. Peters did well to create the space for herself, but the strike wasn't dipping as much as maybe she would have liked. But still, you got to make the save, and Northup was there to answer the call that time.
And Peters would have maybe liked to have that one back and put her laces on it, put a little bit more power behind it. Nonetheless, Detroit City needs to get more looks on goal, create another opportunity.
So far, though, we've seen the same sort of stuff that we saw in the first half out of both of the teams, not being afraid to go forward. Detroit City FC been very brave in the midfield, and Flint honestly has looked better so far early in this second half than they did in a large majority of the first half. So we're in for a treat these final 37 minutes.
And for a Flint team that scored 5 goals in their last matchup, they've been relatively quiet offensively here tonight. Credit on Detroit City defense for keeping them quiet.
Yeah, the early phases of the season in a league like the W League, any summer soccer, as we see an offside flag go up there, you don't really know. You don't have your full team in the early stages of the season, so who knows if that 5-1 scoreline is going to look better or worse in a couple weeks. But still, you score 5 goals in a match, the team you come up against next is always going to be worried, always going to be a little bit cautious, but Detroit City FC done well to maintain and contain the visitors from Flint so far in this one.
You can kind of see there, especially in the opening minutes with Detroit City FC, the connections. They were struggling to find and connect those passes. Now they're playing with a little better chemistry. They're connecting well. So you see there dribbling out of the nice header there by White.
It was a great idea. She saw the run coming up the flank. I believe that was Duncan on the far side, but just unable to really head it down. She sort of headed it up and saw it roll out of play for a Flint throw in. And what Flint needs to do is just have some time on the ball, have some possession, slow Detroit City FC down a little bit, and try to create stuff for their own going forward, build that foundation for success in this second half.
Neither team really looks rattled when they lose possession. They're keeping their composure. Broken up there again by the Detroit City back line.
Yeah, that was really impressive out of Karolak, who so far for me has been the player of the match in this one. She's just been so impressive in the back line, knowing when to press, knowing when to go forward, and knowing when to connect play with the midfield. Great example of that again.
And Duncan coming back for that one. Poole making the overlapping run there. Will she get on the end of it? And she would have liked to get on the end of it. Still goes out for a Flint throw. And you can see even with the wheels that she has, unable to track that one down.
The right idea, though, from Poole and Duncan right there to be on the same page, to make the run, to play the ball. Kind of White now.
White back to Pageant. Now Bloomquist serves it in and punches it away.
Offside flag, I believe, is up on the far side. Wouldn't have counted anyways. But yet again, I kind of sound like a broken record at this point, but a great job to see the run, play the ball, and almost have a chance there to break the deadlock. But Flint City AFC now a chance to go forward themselves.
And Detroit City really need to have a lot more of those looks if they're going to find one in the back of the net. Watching their line too, they have to stay disciplined. Not being offsides is one of them. You maybe would have liked to see Duncan play that one on the floor. And Flint looking really good at switching the game of play. It's a nice ball played in. Good cross there from Flint. Unable to get on the end of it. Goes out for a goal kick.
Been really impressed so far with Bowman and the Flint City AFC back line. Her ability on the ball, her ability to play balls forward, get the wing backs involved, and get her team pushed up the pitch. Really been a sight to see so far in this match.
And White looks to be through. She stayed onside. Surveying her options. Now to Bloomquist. Bloomquist trying to get it on her right foot. You can see what she was trying to do there at the top of the key. Remains in play. Peters will serve it in. And again, nabbed by Northup.
She needed to get up and get that one because Ellie Poole was making a run to that back post there. Great job, great awareness by Northup there to get up, get to the ball, and keep this match leveled up at 0-0.
And Poole just bringing so much energy to this front line for Detroit City FC. You can see Barron again calling it for calling for the ball on the other side of the pitch.
Peters there kind of losing possession, but staying in the fight there and making sure it didn't get too out of hand there. But Flint now have numbers forward committed to an attack in the Detroit City FC half. That one's going to dribble out of play. Goal kick for Gabby Shriver.
Maybe one of the difference makers for Flint AFC will be the Gaynor sisters, as Detroit City will look to get something going here in the center circle.
Gaynor sisters obviously very involved with the Michigan State University program. You know, Veronica, you've called games for Michigan State. What do they bring to the field, and what can Detroit City FC kind of expect from them and know how to defend with them?
Well, we talk a lot about chemistry and how important that is, especially in these opening minutes. The Gaynor sisters present such chemistry. They've been playing together for as long as they can remember at Butler in their days at playing nationals, now at Michigan State. They bring that chemistry to this squad, as the ball will trickle out for a Flint throw.
And as a coach, it's kind of a dream situation to have sisters on your team, right? You don't have to, they know what to expect from each other. They know the standard that's set, and they know where they're going to be. They have that chemistry with each other.
And they were a lot of fun to watch so far in the Big Ten. Clocked in a lot of minutes for Jeff Hostler and his team. Were really consistent, and that's what you want in any player, especially in your starting 11.
And that squad that Jeff Hostler's been able to build in East Lansing, and the momentum of that entire program has been incredible to watch. And to have the Gaynor sisters a part of it shows they're great players, and they're done well for Flint so far in this one. Detroit City FC continuing that press, playing a high press and high intensity game. You wonder how long that can keep up for over the course of 90 minutes. Of course, college soccer, you can come on, you can come off. Not the case here in the W League.
And what you don't want for Detroit City FC is to allow Flint to grow back into the game, disrupt them at all costs, get them off levels as they look for an opportunity. They serve it in here as a promising opportunity. Just goes wide, not able to get on the end of it.
Yeah, a little bit too much on that ball. It was a great ball across, just a little bit too much on that one. It'll go out for a goal kick, but Shriver would have been worried about that. Now she got the chance for a dead ball situation. Settle it down just a little bit as we enter the final 30 minutes of this match.
This is also around the time where you may start to see subs come in. Look for those difference makers. Try to get your team going. Both teams kind of looking a little flat right now.
Looks like it'll be 2 subs for Detroit City FC. We'll get confirmation on that once they come in. But 60-minute, a great mark. You obviously want to give the players you started out of the second half some more time to prove themselves, show them why you started them. But if they're looking flat, they're looking flat. We're going to see a shot come in, but not get too much on it. It's going to be marshaled, but kept in just a little bit. I believe it's going to go out for a goal kick yet again.
And it was Justina Gaynor who was able to get a shot, or she would have liked a better shot for it, as the first couple of subs will begin to trickle in here for Detroit City FC.
First sub's going to see Emily Paget come off. She's going to be replaced by yet another Western Michigan University Bronco in Drew Martin. The second sub for Detroit City FC is going to see Madison Duncan be replaced by Naomi Grimaldo. So a little bit of a shakeup here for Detroit City FC, making their second and third subs of the evening.
We'll see what kind of energy and difference makers they can bring for this Detroit City FC as they look to counter. And a great run there. White putting pressure on her defender.
Martin coming off her freshman year at Western Michigan University. 7 starts as a freshman. It's pretty good for all things considered at a institution like Western Michigan. Get that much game time as a freshman shows you're a great player, and she's going to try to prove that to Dave Dwahey, the coaching staff, and the fans here tonight.
And the pressure is starting to get picked up here.
Grimaldo there trying to press in the midfield, but was unable to take the ball off of Blackburn. Blackburn again staying involved in the midfield play, this time linking up with Slater. That one's going to dribble out and go out for a Detroit City FC goal kick. 63 and change gone so far here from Keyworth Stadium. Ball played forward out to the wide positions yet again. Gardner and White combining on a 1-2 situation there before it's played over the top.
You can see Peters' great run there, tracking it down.
Official's going to give, I don't know if it was a free kick or just a throw-in. Looks like it'll be just a throw-in here for Detroit City FC, but deep in Flint City's half.
Barron with the ball in.
Grimaldo tried to throw a foot at it and retain possession on the outside of the 18. Unable to get to it, though. Lexi Smith gets a touch onto it. Really haven't said her name too much tonight.
DCFC will look to cross one in. Nobody on the end of it.
Sub getting ready here for Flint as well, I believe. We'll call that one out when it's made official.
Flint connecting really well on the 1-2 passes, broken up there. Back to Peters, now Grimaldo. Oh, and a nice turn and find to White. A good 1-2-3 play there by Detroit City SC. And White unable to stay on sides for that.
Sub's going to be made official here. Looks like it's going to be Celia Gaynor entering the field of play for the visitors. She's going to be replacing number 23, Jenna Blackburn.
We'll see what now both of the Gaynor sisters will do here for this Flint side.
Flint's first sub of the night, too, so some more fresh legs to get out there and try to crack this nut that is the Detroit City FC back line. Clever turn and run there, attempt by Gaetano. She tried to get it back, but it was picked off by Barron. But Grimaldo now maintaining possession in the midfield. Kept in well, but unable to maintain it.
And White putting a lot of pressure on those defenders. Referee will maybe pull that one back. You can see White trying to get on the end of it. But since Grimaldo and Martin have come on, you've been seeing a lot more of those 1-2-3 connection passes, playing a lot better chemistry-wise, especially in the midfield.
And that free kick's played right to the feet of Grimaldo. He's going to play it out wide. Looks like the offside flag is up on that one. Not too sure about that.
So far, Detroit City has been really undisciplined so far this half. As far as staying on sides, you got to feel like they'd be otherwise creating great opportunities if they were to stay on side. A great win there in the center circle from Detroit City FC. Still battle for possession. And Grimaldo, again, you like to see her getting those couple of touches since she's come on the field. Really been a good difference maker in the midfield as a break here for Flint. Amounts to nothing as Shriver will collect.
Yeah, and props to Shriver there for being so aware of the situation. You know, there was a turnover in the back line, but Shriver was, you know, keeping her eyes on her back line, her defender in front of her, and did well to come off of her line and make sure it didn't amount to much for Flint City as we see Grimaldo again on the ball.
And a nice weighted pass there. You can see Flint trying to break it up. White able to get on the end of it, and a nice pull back.
Corner now coming for Detroit City FC on this near side, their first of this second half.
Not many corners from Detroit City FC so far tonight. We'll see if they can capitalize on a dangerous set piece like this one. Serves it in. High ball there. Cleared away from Flint.
High corner played in, not really to anybody, just sort of into the mixer, the 6-yard box right there. Look to recycle possession and get it back in.
Nice grab there from Northrup. Again, Detroit City would have liked to get a couple better looks on goal. Still, they've come alive in these past couple of minutes after coming out a little flat halfway through the half.
We mentioned the fresh legs that we mentioned it when Grimaldo was coming on, but we've seen it time and time again these last handful of minutes. She's kind of been everywhere so far since coming onto the pitch. Been really impressive, the young midfielder. That one's going to trickle out of play. It's going to be a deep throw in inside of their own half for Detroit City FC. We're kind of entering that weird phase of the game where both teams might begin to start thinking about settling for a draw, not really wanting to put themselves on too much of a limb to try to, concede a late winner or concede a late goal. So if something's going to happen, it might have to happen quick, or else they might start to bunker in and settle for a point.
And if you're Detroit City FC, you want to put on a good game for your fans too, but you got to look for those moments where you can really energize your team, like those substitutions coming on.
Grimaldo there yet again, showing her tenacity off the ball.
A beautifully weighted pass and a through ball here to Poole. She's taking her defender on, tries to get it on her right foot, broken up there. Still not out of the water yet. Grimaldo has just made quite the impact here for this Detroit City FC team. She wanted the calls, not going to get it, but unhappy with the follow-up, and referee will have a couple of words from there. You can see that's just frustration in a player of her caliber.
The through ball played to Poole. It was a great ball through. I think an unlucky bounce on the turf. Took it a little bit too wide, made the angle awkward to where she had to cut in and try to get a shot off rather than maybe able to just run onto it and play it through. But still a great ball from Grimaldo. A great job to maintain possession, get it back. And now Flint looked to be going down the other end as well.
Broken up there. Nice 1-2 pass there. And it looks like White will stay on side. She chests it down. Unable to get a second touch on it. Poole drops to the floor and hits Grimaldo again. Finding the free to play. She'll take one and test her luck from way outside the box. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, you can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket. Grimaldo was going for it there on that one. It was a great, she had the space, take the shot, go for it. Not really tested Northup on that one, but Detroit City FC these last 3 to 4 minutes really looks like they've turned up the pressure a little bit. Those fresh legs of Grimaldo have really added a lot to this attack.
And you can see she probably had the green light to go ahead and shoot from as far out as she wanted to. She definitely has the ability to do so.
We see Martin coming on and making an impact as well. Not had too much time on the ball, but did well there to get the ball out of her feet quickly. Kind of seen Sydney Bloomquist's impact kind of simmer a little bit so far as we've entered the latter stage of this second half.
But I think in turn, as Bloomquist's impact has kind of lessened, Grimaldo's has really heightened. You can see her getting on the end of a lot of these passes and playmaking opportunities. A player of her caliber, she's able to do. As White will look to create something here, goes out for a corner. Good on her part.
And that's what makes the W League so interesting. You have Sydney Bloomquist, who's played everywhere, top divisions in Europe, top division in Brazil. And then you have, Naomi Grimaldo, 16 years old, from the area, looking to, make a career out of this sport. So really impressive. She can learn from Bloomquist. She can study her game, develop next to a player of her caliber. And we'll see this corner played in now on the near side from Bloomquist.
Great ball in there and a dangerous one, not able to get on the end of it.
Kind of went by everybody there, and it's going to go out for a goal kick now as we've come and gone through 72 minutes of action here at Keyworth Stadium. It's a 0-0, but it's been an exciting 0-0 so far, Veronica.
And lots of opportunities from both sides. It's not been a one-sided game for sure. You can see Flint maybe would like to get a couple more opportunities in this half, especially these past 5 or 10 minutes. They haven't seen too much of the final third of Detroit City's half. That will go out for a DCFC throw.
It's almost come in bursts for Detroit City FC. They've had like 5-minute packets of where they've been really intense, really pressing forward on the ball, creating those opportunities. Then they'll probably give it 10 to 15 minutes to Flint, and then another 5 minutes they'll be unstoppable, but just unable to convert on their dangerous opportunities.
And that's not rare to see in the opening game of your season. You're still trying to connect a lot of pieces together, a lot of players coming from different areas.
So we hear that band going yet again.
As Gaynor is still with the ball, you could see her tenacity very evident.
Yeah, Justina Gaynor there on the edge of the area. You can't give her too much space. She's got a rocket of a left foot there. Detroit City FC backline did well to not give her too much respect, and it goes out for a throw in deep in Detroit City FC's half.
Gaynor landed all Big Ten first team, started all 23 games for Michigan State. That will go out for a Flint corner kick.
And a Michigan State team that seems to just get better year by year under the leadership of Jeff Hostler. Last year, no exception to that rule, of course. Be a corner on the far side for the visiting Flint City AFC.
Flint, who had a lot more corners in the first half, maybe not as many as they'd like in the second half. We'll see what they can do here. Readjustment. Serves it in. Header. No good. So it will trickle out for a throw-in. Excuse me, a Detroit City FC throw-in. They will look to get it out of their final third.
One's cleared away. Only as far as Pirotrowski.
She'll put one on the net. It was a rolling shot. Shriver with a comfortable save. Dishes it out really fast to her right side. Tries to get something going. Bloomquist didn't really have the first touch that she probably wanted to.
A little bit too much pace on that ball into the feet of Bloomquist. She was unable to control it. And now Flint City has some time. A clever back heel there from the midfield, but goes all the way through to Shriver.
Shriver will opt to collect and punt it away to Bloomquist, who was interrupted there.
Unable to bring that one down yet again. One's kicked around before going out to the far side and staying in possession for Detroit City FC.
And Bloomquist, who was so crafty and nifty in that midfield in the first half, has really gone quiet in the second half. You would like to see her get a little bit more touches on the ball, grow into the game a little bit more. That's where they found a lot of success in that first half.
Notice Detroit City FC a lot more direct in this second half, going over the top as you see a turnover here. Grimaldo doing well to maintain, win possession for her side.
And with a kick at that. And how about the 16-year-old?
Referee yet to go to her pocket. Detroit City FC restart this one quickly.
Grimaldo reads it nicely.
Maybe
it's
a
a
little
ball
bit too
that
much.
won't reach her feet. You could see what they were trying to do. They were trying to play quick. Not everybody was on the same page.
But I think Detroit City FC's been more direct in the second half. Instead of maybe relying on passing plays in the midfield, going over the top, using the strikers to run in behind as you see the offside flag up. This one's not going to be a factor for the DCFC back line. But because of that, it's limited the touches that Sydney Bloomquist has been able to have in the second half of action.
And a stark contrast from the first half to the second half. We've seen a lot more offsides call there. A little bit undisciplined from both sides. But still, you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to create those overlapping, overarching runs. Just not finding any success. You would also like to see White grow into the game and get a couple more touches. She was really good at bringing the ball down, taking her defenders on one-on-one. That's where she finds a lot of success. Flint connecting a couple 1-2 passes here, broken up successfully from the DCFC back line. A really consistent one at that.
Poole back to goal, deep in her own half, did well to connect the midfielders into this attacking opportunity.
We'll see if they can get something going here from Grimaldo. She's got a couple options. ricochets off a Flint defender.
Yeah, Kenna White was making a really well-rounded run in behind the Flint City back line. Grimaldo definitely spotted it, but took a ricochet off of the midfield.
Not liking any of her options, opts to play it back. DCFC will look to collect. Now Bloomquist.
We see Bloomquist dropping so deep to get herself involved in the play, get herself some more touches.
And a great through ball there from Poole. Poole! And Northrop collects again.
It's a great ball over the top to Poole, was just unable to collect it inside of the area. Northrop was quick off her line to deny Poole a chance at goal to break the deadlock.
And Poole with a couple of those really good opportunities. Take another look here. Just maybe would have liked a better first touch. Would like to have that one back. And her movement has just been exceptional so far this second half.
Yeah, since coming on for Moore, she's definitely made a difference. Obviously, when you take off a defender and add a forward, it kind of changes a lot of things. But Poole now playing more up front, more at that Flint City back line, and showing why that's a good tactical decision right there. Just unable to control it and have a chance in the front of goal there.
Now DCFC will look to build out again.
Appreciate you guys joining us here on the Detroit City FC YouTube channel, 11 Sports. No matter where you're watching from, we appreciate having you guys. Be sure to subscribe to not miss a moment of USL W League action from Keyworth Stadium all season long right here.
Grimaldo thought she had another teammate there. Played it really fast. And another 1-2 connection. And it's Gaynor who will test her luck. Another shot blocked. And how about that back line from DCFC? Blocking shot after shot. It was first Gaynor. Then they'll serve it in again. Broken up by Peters. Poole opted not to bring it down.
The speed of those Flint passes was so impressive, right on the edge of the area where you need to be technical, where you need to be brave. That was really great by Flint and Detroit City FC backline. Did well to stand tall, not be duped by those 1-2s, and keep this match leveled up.
And a lot of it starts with the Gaynor sisters we talked about earlier. They're really good at creating those dangerous opportunities. Like we're seeing right now, we'll see if they could serve it in. Gaynor with a shot. Was it ricocheted?
Wow.
No, it went for a goal kick.
Really good link up there between Piotrowski and Gaynor. Gaynor's shot kind of had to go through a lot of bodies there. You know, Shriver would have seen it late, but nonetheless goes out wide of that far post and out for a goal kick.
Looks like Gardner. Not really
See
sure.
something going on there. We see another look at this shot there from Gaynor. It's a good shot, just had to go through a couple legs to get there. Wasn't ever really on frame, but Shriver had it covered either way. Sees it go out.
Maybe is it a contact?
Not too sure what's going on. Could be a contact, looking for a contact. It's like looking for your glasses without your glasses. It's the hardest thing in the world to do.
You can kind of see Karolak and Shriver giving her some shade so she can get that contact back in.
And contact's known for being clear, so definitely hard to see down there on the pitch. It's the thing about contacts, just so hard to find when they're not in your eye.
I don't wear glasses, so I don't know.
Been a glasses guy my whole life. Contacts kind of freak me out, but nonetheless, Shriver now has the ball back underway, Keyworth Stadium. 8 minutes left, plus some change. Great ball there by Barron. To Grimaldo, just muscled off the ball a little bit. Referee's going to say
Oh, and Grimaldo thought
foul the other way.
Grimaldo was a little frustrated with that one. She thought she had played it just right. No Flint kick. As we see a couple more subs maybe making their way on for DCFC. A great ball in.
Bloomquist now is going to have some space. Tried to put it through the legs. Unable to do so. Going to win that one back, though. And Oh, the referee might have gone to the whistle there, but nonetheless, Flint City AFC breaking forward in the other direction.
Gainer almost with a through ball, didn't connect the way she wanted it to. But you could see the physical moments really matching up, the intensity, gearing up in these last 7 or so minutes. And a great header there. Was always going wide, though. Maybe would have liked to put her head.
Gonna see a sub here. Looks like it's gonna be Kayla Addison entering the pitch for number 24, Kenna White. Gonna change things up to up top for Detroit City FC, and then coming off, Sydney Bloomquist. Replacing her is gonna be Brayden Gardner. Prolific midfielder for Bowling Green. Sydney Bloomquist, a great showing on her Keyworth homecoming. First time playing in front of fans here at Keyworth Stadium. 84 minutes of just great midfield play out of Bloomquist. But late, Brayden Gardner, maybe some fresh legs, switch things up a little bit and try to give Detroit City FC a late winner in their season opener here in the W League. Of course, Kayla Addison, no stranger to late goals here at Keyworth Stadium. Scored a late equalizer last year against Kings Hammer to rescue a draw. One of the highlights of Detroit City FC's season last year. Dangerous ball, though, now.
Still not out of the woods yet. Another shot left of the goal. Another goal kick for Detroit City FC. You really got to get things going. Start connecting a couple passes. Flint City looks just too comfortable right now in front of net, taking their opportunities as they come.
Lexi Smith, the fifth-year player out of Ball State, did well there to keep Detroit City FC in this one. Bodies forward for LaRouge, unable to find that final ball to break the back line.
You can feel the pressure coming on in these final minutes.
Addison tried a fun turn there, but unable to control the possession.
Great spin there from Gainer.
Shriver well off of her line. Sort of end-to-end stuff here in the last couple minutes here at Keyworth Stadium. These fresh legs really just going at each other.
And Peters not connecting with Grimaldo as she wanted to. She'll get another crack at it.
Peters again unable to keep that one in play. Getting to the business end of this match. Something's got to give. I think both sides, seeing the quality of chances that both sides have missed or, saves from both keepers, I think both sides would be happy with a draw. I think Detroit City FC would feel a little bit hard done by not to get all 3 points, but both sides have been competitive and in this match for all 90 minutes.
You can see the fans trying to get the players in it to win it. The band starts playing now. Addison, not having the first touch as she wanted to. Referee will pull that one back for a kick, though, so DCFC lucks out a little bit in terms of getting possession back.
Yeah, that's good officiating right there. I mean, there was a foul in the midfield on Gardner. Referee did well to stop the play, bring her back once she saw that the play was not developed through Kayla Addison.
And a nice flick there. Peters finding Grimaldo. That's a good matchup so far. They've been able to connect and find each other well. Grimaldo not able to get a pass off as it will be a Flint throw. Strong header there as Smith struggles to get up.
Nice little lofted ball right there. Addison was just a centimeter away right there from finding Poole, who's making a great darting run beyond the Flint City AFC back line. Barron does well to control that one, but only as far as the Flint City FC forwards. I believe that was Gainer yet again.
And a good stop there. Battling it out in these final couple minutes. See the intensity really picking up here.
It's not been a game that's lacked intensity throughout the course of the 88 minutes so far that we've seen. Both sides not afraid to, press, play on the front foot, and attack at each other. You say all that, but then end of the day, the score is still 0-0 as things stand.
And what makes these last couple minutes really dangerous is when back lines start to open up, as when players get more aggressive, they start opening up the field of play. That's when you can find your through balls. That's when you can find your really dangerous opportunities, and what's ultimately leads to last-minute goals, as we see what DCFC can create here. Addison bringing it down nicely. She takes on 1-2 defenders.
Has yet to really come off for Addison in her early stages of being on the pitch, but you see the signs so far why she's come on. The ball's kind of stuck to her when it's played up to her. And been really a nice change so far for Detroit City FC as they chase a late goal here at Keyworth.
That's exactly what you want from your player up top, is how they can bring it down, how they can find their teammates successfully.
We've seen the role of striker sort of evolve, greatly over the last couple of years in the sport as we see a dangerous ball here from Flint. Shriver out to answer the call.
Shriver way off her line. And clears it out, and Grimaldo, Poole and Addison is through.
Looks like the referee had her flag up, but that was really impressive there from Poole. A clever little back heel, went off the defender. So we're coming up on 89 minutes. Looks like Detroit City FC is going to try to get one more sub, and we'll see it again here. Shriver off of her line. It was a good ball to Poole, and we see the flick right there. Got it right back. Yeah, just offside there from Addison, but Northrop would have been off her line anyways to come out and claim it.
And Gaynor there tests her luck from way out wide. Really hard to make any type of shot from there. Really successful. Shriver of her goalkeeper of her caliber, was always going to make that one.
And, Shriver's role in this team as the goalkeeper and also as the coach, she's teaching these young goalkeepers to be brave, come off your line when you think you need to.
And a through ball there. We'll see Shriver again. We talk about it coming off her line, reading those plays as she does.
She must have heard me talking about it right there. That was a good timing from Shriver on that one. But really impressed with Shriver's long kicks there out of the back.
Grimaldo again. Nobody there on the end of it.
90 minutes officially. 4 minutes of stoppage time is going to be awarded by the officiating crew. 4 minutes for either side to break the deadlock. Try to get a late goal and go home, or stay home if you're Detroit City FC with all 3 points. A shot coming in, went off her own forward. Hopefully she's all right. Shriver's going to be up to claim it. Offside flag was up. We're going to stop play here for a potential head injury as the ball sort of cannoned off of the Flint City AFC forward. And I imagine they're going to add some of this stoppage time on once this is taken care of.
And you can see a trainer out immediately. That was a really well-hit shot. Unfortunately did connect with her teammate. You could see immediately went down. Not really what you want to see in these last couple of minutes.
That hit Gaetano right in the forehead. Went down right away. Good, the trainer got out there quick. Looks like she's up back to her feet. That's good to see. Detroit City FC team kind of using this, both teams using this as a huddle up moment, kind of see where they're at, where their feelings are at, where they want to, go forward, they want to kind of consolidate and get the point.
You can really kind of read the body language of a lot of the Detroit City FC players. They're really encouraging each other to get forward, to stay positive. There's still time left to play. This game is not done yet. You got to feel like the same message is probably being brought from both sides as they recognize that time is winding down.
Not really able to see it on camera there, but Dave Dwayhe down there trying to ask the referee if he can get this final sub in. Referee playing the advantage. We saw a tackle just past this near side.
As Flint looks to get things going, can Detroit City break it up?
Flint not afraid to break forward here. Into stoppage time here in the second half from Keyworth Stadium.
You could see Gaynor was ready for it in the midfield.
Breaking away there. Detroit City FC going to have some time and space to run forward here. Almost got all the way through there. Addison pressuring the Flint City back line well.
Along with Poole, you can see she's trying to bring her forward to pressure a little bit. Mine as well with these last couple of minutes. Still a Detroit City FC substitute sitting at the halfway line as They will shepherd it out. And it goes out for a corner kick.
Looks like the substitution is going to take place. We'll see who's coming off. Number 26, Kayla Welchel, is going to be coming on for number 11, Lexi Smith. A late change here for Detroit City FC. A midfielder for a defender, so maybe a change of shape as Dwayne Heaside tries to push forward and find a late goal. Give a quick shout out to our camera operators or producers for giving us great looks all night, making our job easier down here.
Corner kick goes in. Punted away. Still in Detroit City's final third. Goes out for Detroit City throw-in. Can they create anything?
We've talked about it. You're kind of in this catch-22 where you don't want to commit too many bodies forward, open yourself up to a late winner. But you want to get one yourself, but it just creates, it's almost a paradox in some ways.
And at what point do you start committing those bodies forward? As she'll test her look, sailing over the goal.
Shriver took a step forward, thought she might have been troubled by that one, but realized it was sailing over. Stays in the stadium, though, goes off the Keyworth wall. No one's going to have to run out on the train tracks to get that one.
You can see Barron telling her team to stay compact, stay composed. Rivaldo really wanted to pick that pocket.
Barron there didn't get too much clean contact on that one. Going to have some more defending to do. Out for a deep Flint throw in.
And Flint, we'll see if she'll test her luck. It's Shriver.
Philpotts went for that one from distance. Kind of put the entire of the left foot behind that one, but Shriver wasn't too troubled with that one. Didn't move as much as Philpotts would have wanted that one too.
Shriver has really stepped up big in tonight's game.
One of the team's Gabby Shriver coaches is in the house tonight. Every time she gets a touch on the ball, you hear them chant Gabby Shriver. I'm sure she's appreciating that one, hearing it from the stands here tonight. Looks like the referee's going to call an end to this contest. A 0-0 draw for Detroit City FC and their 2023 USL W League season opener. Dave Dwayhe gets things started in his coaching debut for Le Rouge with a draw, a good draw against a good team, Veronica.
It was, and it was a great matchup. Both teams looked really good in the opening minutes, and even towards the end of the game, Detroit City not getting as many looks as they probably wanted to, but still, it was a goalkeeper's matchup here today, and a really good defensive matchup at that.
Yeah, Northup and Shriver both did really well, did a great job, answering the call for those one-on-one opportunities, did a great job. And Ella Korlak is going to be named the woman of the match for her performance. Was really industrious as part of that back line, did a great job shutting things down, linking the midfield play, doing well to keep the score at 0-0. Detroit City FC earn a draw in their first match of the 2023 USL W League season. Thank you so much for joining us here from Keyworth Stadium. Thank you for joining us on YouTube, 11 Sports. No matter where you are, make sure you subscribe to not miss a moment of the USL W League here at Keyworth Stadium. All matches live stream free for here. I've been Jarrett Mackey alongside Veronica Bolanos. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Catch you next time.